We're 27 acres. We grow 103 different types of vegetables a year. We grow food over 12 months. And we also have a very special project going on right now with the Land Conservancy. We are in our third phase of fundraising. We're fundraising on behalf of the Land Conservancy to put this farm in trust in perpetuity for future generations. And today we're having an event here to help us with that fundraising, the second annual Chef Survival Challenge, where 13 of the finest chefs in Victoria come and they do an obstacle course here, haystack hurdles, they crawl under pipes, they do all sorts of things, climbing wall.
Then they get a map to where all the vegetables are located on the farm. So they have to use that map, go out and choose what they're going to select to cook with, bring it back to their station, and then prepare lunch, which we're then going to auction off to raise money for Madrona Farm.
For the last 2 days, I've been processing and preparing about 700 pounds of food to feed a hopeful 500 people. So what we did, about 150 pounds of chicken, and then we got here today and we started cooking potatoes, carrots, squash, turnips.
What would persuade you to put so much energy into this event?
Because I feel pretty strong about food being produced locally. I think that Canadians especially have a really skewed perspective on where food comes from and what it's worth and how much money we should spend on it.
Madrona is really important to me in the winter time because they stay open all winter and I'm able to get local veg throughout the winter.
Why are you raising money on behalf of the TLC instead of just privately buying it yourselves?
We're doing that because we're trying to do something good for the world. Raising the money and putting it in the Land Conservancy kind of there's farmland on the island is in trouble, and there's a few obstacles to farming. One of those obstacles is the price of farmland far exceeds what any farmer could pay. Second of all, the generational land transfers that have been going on for hundreds of years have kind of ended because a lot of kids don't want to farm. We got to change that.
We settled with the Land Conservancy to be the end title holder because they were the best possible organization to hold, because they'll protect not only the ecological values of the farm but also the agricultural integrity. And what we're really doing is setting the precedent to remove farmland from private ownership and have it held in trust so that communities will always have access to the food that's produced on these lands.
I just love the farm, and I'd hate to see it turn into anything but what it is now, and I'll do everything I can to help, including coming here and humiliating myself.
Thank you, sir. $70 right there. $85 for the man in front. Now we're talking. $90 over here. And she's eating already and getting on the lunch. That's dedication. $100 right down here in front.
As far as the numbers go, what have we raised so far and what are we looking at? What do we need to raise?
We've raised over $750,000. We're probably close to $800,000, and we have to raise another $900,000 roughly to go. But the momentum is growing, and I'm sure we'll succeed.
And so how important is it to protect our local organic food source here on the island?
Protecting our local organic food is absolutely critical. We're losing farmland to development. But not only that, we've been reliant on this oil economy moving of food around the world. And even if that was sustainable, which of course it isn't, but even if that was sustainable, the other problem is climate change is impacting places where we're getting food from, like California and Australia and New Zealand. The places where they have been shipping food to BC are having their own problems. And when they run out of water, as they're doing in Australia, for example, and California, then the last place they're going to send food is here. They're going to keep it for themselves when they need it. So for many, many reasons, Canada has to get its act together and protect its farmland.